Marie,
Hi.
good to see
Nice
you.
to see
Yeah,
you.
sorry, I just got out of the cold plunge, so I'm
Sure.
just
Yeah,
I'm ready to
I
go
do the
though.
same thing.
What do you bring?
A bowl from Impact Kitchen and some Zach's meat.
Let's go. What did you bring to eat?
I brought Impact Kitchen, so
Okay.
a little salad par bowl, and then I brought some of Zach's meat.
Oh, nice. You did
Grass fed.
both.
I got it both.
That's so good.
Oh, two in one.
I actually just had Zach on today. That's why I'm sweating already because I've been in sauna for about 65 minutes already.
Right.
Um, oh man, it's so good. Impact Kitchen. They've been on. I think 6 or 7 people have brought it so far. Everyone loves Impact. So you have kind of one parent umbrella company where you do a lot of different things, right?
Right.
So tell me like the ethos behind it all.
So I feel that life can only be lived forward, but makes sense looking back. So I've done a variety of different things where I started off in kinesiology and then holistic nutrition and functional medicine and psychiatric nursing and then aesthetic medicine and then biohacking. And so all these areas of interest that I have are now into one business. So it's a total inside out approach to aesthetics, longevity, health, vitality. And a lot of business mentors you would usually tell me to focus on. You're doing too much. And I'm like, no, I have an idea. I have an idea. I'm glad that I stuck with it because now it's a whole brand on itself.
You know, I love that because like I own a couple businesses, and then we even this meet me in the sauna thing, right? This was an idea, and if I had a business coach sitting there telling me like, "Hey, Colin, like,
Don't do
don't do that, and just
stupid.
yeah, focus on this one thing." Like, people have come to me like, "What are you guys actually doing in there?" It's just like, well, we eat something that's healthy, we're plugging in, and then we're talking about like business and like what the other person's doing and like healthy lifestyles, right? So you brought something up really interesting. Like you try to start out like the inside is what you're saying of the okay. So tell me more about that. I was super curious.
So with aesthetic medicine, you
Yeah.
have your Botox, you have your filler, you have your skin treatments. And a lot of the industry fails to realize that aging happens on the inside.
Yeah.
So aging is going to happen on the inside and is reflected on the outside. If you ever see, pictures of people who go into war, for example, on the first day of being drafted, they look 18 years old and they're bright, a year later, they look like they're 40.
Yes.
So stress has a huge impact on how we age. And if you're not focusing on those things, we're missing a certain piece of it. And a lot of aesthetic medicine, for the most part, is like Botox filler, it's great, then it wears off in 4 months to a year.
Yeah.
I focus on the health of the skin. So a lot of biostimulatory processes and rejuvenative medicine rather than just stuff that wears off.
What's your take on peptides?
Amazing. Peptides are amazing. I think that's going to be a big part of aesthetic medicine. Of course, Canada is the last place to get the cool stuff. But if
Always
you
the
go to
last.
different countries, and even within the US, that's about like 60% of a lot of aesthetic medicine clinics. And I've been kind of doing this for a long time, but that's the way that things are going. So it's like an integrative clinic where you don't go to your family doctor for these things for the most part. You go to an integrative clinic that focuses on all of these things.
So that's super interesting. So you can actually go to like a certain like medical directed spot in the United States, and you can get prescribed like peptides, for instance, like the copper. I think it's the copper something for the skin.
Yeah. GHKCU.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So no way, and you can't legally do that yet
Not
in
yet
Canada.
here in Canada.
Do you think it's going to pass? Do you know where that's at all with the government?
I think we're coming because it's like even with copper, the GHKCU, what people don't know is that we have it just for like the aesthetic and skin benefits, but it's doing that because there's a lot of healing going on with our soft tissues on the inside. So then it gets reflected on your skin. So just like a BPC 157, it's like it's helping towards repair tissues. So the same thing. It's creating collagen within our tissues. So it has kind of a similar effect to repairing tissues as BPC 157.
Oh man, it's
I
super
think like
interesting.
there's a lot of like more fringy peptides like SS31, they're good for mitochondrial longevity. That stuff is being approved by the FDA now in the States. So I think those things are happening at such a quick rate. And sometimes you just need to have someone to pave the way. If that's happening with limited, side effects or detrimental issues, then why would you adhere to it?
Oh, so I'm totally with you. Listen, I'm going to tell a very quick story. I've said it numerous times, but really, really bad shoulder, surgery on it. After the surgery, popped out again. They said, just don't do surgery anymore. Me being young and dumb at the time. And I'm fully like on board with that's what I was like.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't do certain movements and I wouldn't do certain things because it literally hurt. Like I couldn't bench press for 15 years because when I brought it down, it just felt like it was like tearing, right? So I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna do bench press. Anything overhead, like even when I go to show you, like I still only move this one arm, right? And someone told me they're like, why don't you what is it?
CHKC.
No,
Or
G
BPC.
BPC 157 and TB 500.
Yeah.
I did that. It was a 44-day cycle. It was something weird like that. And I'm telling you, I can move my shoulder. There's no pain. I can bench press. It does not hurt to bench press. I can overhead press. I can do that. Put my arm behind my back now. Like nothing hurts. Like nothing in 20 years. And trust me, I tried all the routes, right? And again, people would sit here and be like, well, from day one, though, you didn't do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, and I'm saying that. But at the end of the day, I did 6 months of rehab, right? I've done that over the last 20 years, probably like 7 to 9 to 10 times, right? All these different things, the acupuncture, everything, nothing, I'm telling you, work. I did this, and I don't, like, I just don't know. I don't know, have a word for it.
And simply to put, because you're like, what are peptides if this is new? Peptides are not new. Peptides live in. Insulin's a peptide, growth hormone's a peptide, semaglutide is a peptide. So all these things are created in our body, and essentially we have to be able to isolate those things that produce an effect in the body, synthesize it in a lab, and then inject it more of what we like more of. So that's why growth hormone, it's like you take that as you get older because you stop producing growth hormone because you're not growing anymore.
Yeah.
Same with insulin. You can't produce insulin more. Well, here's that peptide. So these things have been around for a long time and studied as an actual compound, but now we just have the capability to provide them. Not in Canada yet, not regulated. People do have access to them. So it's become, I believe there's some regulations when they come, but people obviously, even some places go around where they acquire them from the States. So you get assessed by doctor to the States, and then they get sent to you. And so it's circumventing the system a little bit.
No,
so
totally get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. It's funny. I just wanted to bring up really quick. We actually met, I don't know how long ago. I'd say it's probably only about 6 months ago at one of the Unbounded events.
Yeah.
And we just kind of, I came up to you, we talked, and you're just like, yeah, right? And you're just like, look at all the stuff I'm doing. And, I'm in the wellness game. I was just like, man, I love what she's doing, right? And then from there, we just stayed in contact the whole time. We saw ourselves at other places. Every time that I'm at an event, the biggest line that is there, other than to get into the event, you have always the biggest line. And it's just like, go, go, go. And the thing that I really actually admire about you, and you said it to me once, you're like, I'm here today, and I had 3 people that were supposed to show up. None of them showed up, so I'm here doing it, right? And like, you're out, but like, that's what you got to do. You start your own business. Like, who else is going to do it for you?
And back to the whole business thing. So some people will say, because I've been doing this since 2018, and also too, I had these ideas in 2018 where knowing what biohacking was, and like, I'm onto something, guys. I'm onto something.
Yeah.
And so when I started 2018, I was working full time in the ER at the time as a nurse. And then on my days off, I work at my clinic, and I drive from Burlington to Hamilton to administer 1 B12 shot and drive back because I didn't have any clients yet. And those are the things that you have to do if you want to be successful. So then fast forward later, 7, 8 years later, then you're doing quite well, and then you're known in the area of that, as that's your discipline, that's your specialty. So you have to do those things ahead of time where you're spending so many hours for one patient, and you show up anyway. Whether you have 1 or you have 20, you show up anyway.
I think a lot of people don't understand that, like, when you start a business, there is so much time and effort that you have to put into that business, right? I remember someone telling me before, it's just like, oh, like, how hard can it be, right? Like, there's Tim Hortons is everywhere. And my first thought was like, okay, but you don't know, because like, the guy that started Tim Hortons, he worked every single day, baking everything, doing all the sales planning with the inner workings of the business. And then he was able to scale it, sell it, and then franchise it and like make some money, right? It's the same with like what we're doing right now. It's just like, you started off B12 shots to a random person going back to work to the ER to make money so like you can help pay for everything, right?
Exactly.
And then look where you are today by getting up to scale, right? So like, everything is done. I always say at the beginning, I bet you if I was to bet $1 million right now, if that's were you at the beginning, were you your own accountant, were you your own bookkeeper, right? The list could go on. Were you your own marketing person? Were you trying to figure out how to do marketing? Do you know how to work social media? Like all these things, like that's what you have done, right? But as your business grows, you're able to then trust other people to do those things, right?
And I easily can say I've spent at least $100,000 in the past 7 years on my own education and sent myself there. Even in the past decade, I haven't gone to a single vacation that wasn't conference related.
Yep.
So that's just been but that's what I want to do. They're like, why don't you just go do that? I'm like, I like that. I like learning about injection techniques. Also, sure, they're not in awful places. It's like Miami and I guess for sure. But I like doing that. I like doing it. It's like, this is my birthday. What do you like to do for fun? I like to talk about business and eat meat. This is what I like doing.
So do you get pleasure out of what you're actually doing as like your career / job, right?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
If you didn't get that, would you be doing something different?
Definitely. So I was even talking the other day. I said I move as fast as my happiness allows me. So if I'm not happy day to day, or if I'm overstressed or I don't have time to train, I'm going to pull back because that's more important than accelerating or taking on new patients. So I've kind of created a life where I start around noon.
Yep.
And then the second, I do.
I start at
I
5:30,
sleep.
but
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
We gotta figure what we want. For me, I need to adapt, and I can do whatever you want. Whatever you want me until midnight.
Yeah.
But if I sleep well and then I have a workout and I eat breakfast, I'm good. I'm good. So I take care of that first, and then I can do whatever I want for the
Like
rest
take
of the
care of me, then I'm able to help
exactly.
others,
So
right?
I have to design it that way. And I think contrasting that to being a shift worker where you're like days and nights and no
Yeah.
circadian rhythm, I think that's more important because I know how it was before and how unhealthy I felt.
Yeah.
As nurses, we're supposed to be kind of advocates of health, but working shift work is the opposite.
I don't know how nurses and doctors do it. I'm going to be fundamentally going to be completely honest with you. I know a few great, amazing human beings save so many lives, but it's like I cannot function on like a 14-hour shift that I know it's so hectic in those ER rooms too, like so hectic, right? And then like on top of that, and it's like fall asleep for a couple hours, then get a call, then got to go back, like all that. I'm like, oh my god, like sleep, like read like Why We Sleep, right? By Max Walker, and like you're gonna figure it out, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I had a client who came yesterday. I get so much joy from it. It's almost like an episode of House. So the functional medicine part of it, I like solving people's problems.
Yeah.
And there's a client of mine, and for 3 years, she's been off work with a variety of different symptoms. And sitting down for half an hour, I kind of pinpointed, because I do testing, mind you, but pinpointed of what they were missing. And she's like, that makes so much sense. So it makes so much sense. And she's like, I came to you because when you were working in the hospital, I saw you with big books all the time on your break at night. It's like, that's the stuff that you have to do, right? On your break, on Netflix, you're reading.
Yeah.
And if people want to make a change in like entrepreneurship and you have a 9 to 5, do your 9 to 5, but from the 5 to 9, work on your business.
Yes.
And there's going to come a time where you're able to move from one to the other. So I would say if someone wants to be an entrepreneur or has an idea in the wellness space, start with your time off, right? Start with your time off, start with your weekends. And then that may bleed into something, because I can't even imagine working shift work now at the hospital. I go back for fun once in a while. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta
go. We stayed out till, this is like, oh my God, I'm such a dad. But the other night we stayed out until, I don't know, like, this is going to sound crazy, like 10:30. I kid you not, the next morning, because I always wake up at the same time because it's so important, I was just like kind of hungover right now for the first couple hours. Right. Like that's how bad it is to me, right? So like I really value those times.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. So we've been here for about 15 minutes. So I just want to ask you something about the fitness side, because you've talked about the inside, but also lifting weight. Like, I mean, I don't even want to. Yeah. So what's it? This is the show right here, folks. Get the good camera angle. How many times do you work out, and how are your workouts? Are you like at the bodybuilder where like there's a chest and bis day, a back and tris day, you have a cardio day? Like, how does it look?
So I started,
and how long? How long are the workouts?
I think and I was just saying earlier, people like, how you keep motivation. I'm like, that's what I want to do every day. Like, I want to train, and I build everything else around it. So when you actually love something, you don't have to.
It's not like time constraint. I know what you're saying. Like, it's just like
you're to motivate yourself.
That's it.
For people who are in fitness, find something that you really like.
Yeah.
Find something you really like. So I love weight training. I love doing it. It's more traditional bodybuilding style. So I do like a chest, back, biceps, triceps, 2 shoulder days, 2 leg days, and then I run the stairs. So that's typically what I do. And then if I have time, I do like things like Legree or Pilates, or
we got to get you into strong Pilates.
I know. I was actually saying I want to come and visit that when I'm back.
Perfect.
But doing a lot of those things, that's like fun with my friends.
Yeah.
So like working with my friends is fun, and working out with my friends is fun. So it's nice when you have a community that supports those goals. And even tonight, I'm going to go out for my birthday, and I'm trying to help my HRV score. I'm like, I got to bring my by 11 because my trends are going up, and I'm seeing go to bed earlier, and it's going to be improving your overall functioning.
So we just learned something. Emma was just in here. She's a breathwork specialist. So for that HRV what you're talking about, breathe in longer, breathe out even longer.
Gotcha.
And like that will literally change your HRV score.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So okay, on that note, I want to get a couple of the fun questions in before I die for my
it's 3 times in a day.
I mean, I have like 82 minutes or something like I'm at right now. Anyways, so enough about me. Toronto, you're going for a date. So date meal, where are you going?
I'm not too sure yet. I think I was recommended to go to Myth.
Okay.
because they're friendly with their seed oils. They don't have seed oils
Okay.
there, and they're a bit unhealthy. I've never been there before.
I've heard all about it,
Yeah.
and I've heard the exact same
It's kind
thing.
of in the area, and we're staying at the Bisha, so it's
Ooh, the Bisha gets tagged. Okay, so that's great.
birthday at the Bisha.
Birthday at the
And
Bisha.
it's so close to recovery. So if you're staying at the Bisha, just walk over to recovery and have a nice wellness moment.
This is a good plug right here. Okay, so coffee. Where are you getting your coffee?
I get usually like the Mentalist, so the bulletproof
Yes,
coffee,
yeah.
or Danger coffee, and then do whole bean and then make it so it's French press.
You get one meal in Toronto, and it does not have to. Actually, I'm going to go opposite. I don't even want it to be healthy. Where are you going?
I like steak. I crave meat. I think when you change your palate, your body wants to crave things, and I eat steak like 3 times a day. So all of Zach's meat, I eat Zach's meat all throughout the day. I get like a family size box for 2 weeks, and I finish it. But that's a big part of my diet. So I bought like 170 grams for myself, grams of protein.
Okay.
And you like fattier cuts.
Yep.
And that's what and my body craves, like healthier food,
Yeah.
which I'm very lucky that it does.
Mine craves it, but I don't feed it that all the time.
I know.
I know you saw me with the
It's like
AW.
Colin,
Was that
right?
yesterday or no? Last week.
Last week.
Oh, the days go by so quick. Okay, so your workout. Where are you going to work out? Like, what's your go-to? Are you putting in headphones, or are you listening to what's over the speakers?
I don't listen. I've never listened to music while I work out. I listen to books.
Oh my god.
Because music's distracting if a book really gets me focused. So you have a song in the middle of a set and it stops and it just kind of distracts me. So if I have a book, I'm able to accomplish more things. In that
Are you
session.
learning? Is it a book you need to learn, or is it going to be
It's more
fiction,
just like-
nonfiction?
No, I call kind of self-development and human psychology stuff typically.
Okay, so nothing about World War II?
No.
No, okay. If you ever need a book on World War II, come see me, because I got hundreds I can tell you about. Depends on like what part of the war, where you want the fighting to be, who gets to.
We'll share.
I just love to learn about history. History,
and
especially Eastern European
Yeah.
history. So that's great. And then what's one more I can? Ooh, okay. So I just came with this one. Are you a cold plunge? So would you rather a cold plunge in the morning or a sauna at night?
Sauna at night.
Okay.
So I'm a Finnish woman. So I said I was born in the sauna. And my grandparents had a sauna, and that was just a typical thing that you do at night. And you had like your bath instead of the morning. It was actually at night, and it was in the sauna, followed up by shower.
I love it. So you want a hot take that I'm going to say that I actually think, and this is going to be way out there, people are not going to believe me. I think in 15 years' time, when new houses are being built, it's going to be mandated that saunas are included.
Absolutely.
Period.
No.
That's how good the health benefits
This isn't
are.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is ancient health practices. So I'm just happy that people are kind of catching on.
Okay, perfect. I'm staying with you. So I need to get out because I'm almost done. I just got one question I ask everyone. Is there a question that you would like to ask me? Turn the tables.
What's the biggest thing I've overcome in business? And what would be your advice that when you have that sticking point where it sucks, what pushes you through that?
So it's the noise. I have narrowed this down. So I really used to care about the noise, right?
Yeah.
The outside noise, Pilates studios popping up left, right, and center,
Yeah.
even wellness left, right, and center. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Those are other people doing their own things with their own modalities. And like, I have something, I have a really good product, and I'm going to get really good
That's
at the
great.
way that I do it. And I don't worry about it anymore.
I think there's also a place for everyone to win because you can't possibly house
That's the biggest thing.
I can't
Yes.
possibly give IVs to everyone.
Yeah.
I can't possibly
Yeah.
give Botox to everyone,
Yeah.
and you can't possibly fit everybody in here for a sauna.
Yeah.
So it's just like the more that we kind of help push the science and
Yeah.
like these disciplines, everybody wins, and there's room for everyone to win.
Well, listen, meet me in the sauna because I'm going to have all kinds of science about saunas.
Excited.
So that's great. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was great.